Hello everyone. In today's video we are going to see how we can install or compile the cross compiler and how we can use it. So I'm going to do it on Windows Subsystem for Linux, WSL. I'm using Ubuntu for that. So Linux users can also do this directly on Linux, no need of having WSL. So I'm just going to start WSL, which is Ubuntu. So once WSL is not Ubuntu, but I got Ubuntu installed as a part of WSL. So once you are on Linux, so this is a very fresh installation of Ubuntu. So first thing that I'm going to do is update my packages. So this takes a little bit of time to update all the packages. So let's give it some time. So now my build essentials are installed, and now we are going to install another package, GCC multilib. This will take 75 MB. This will be relatively quick. This will not take much time. And after this we are going to install one more package. So it's installed. Now one more package. This will be very quick. So it's done. Now as a part of build essentials, we got a GCC 7 installed. So we are going to remove that. Now why we are removing is because I'm building my cross compiler from GCC 4.9, and for some reason GCC 7.0 compiler is not able to compile the 4.9 source. It's giving errors. So I did not wanted to spend much time in figuring out why the errors and all is occurring. So what I did is I just simply uninstalled GCC 7.0 and installing the new one. The older version of GCC, which compiles with 4.9. So what I'm going to do is run a command which will remove GCC from the system. This will be very quick. Now once that's been uninstalled or removed, now we need GCC 4.9. Now problem with GCC 4.9 and Ubuntu is that the default source list of Ubuntu does not have entry for GCC 4.9. So what we are going to do is we are going to look at the archives of Ubuntu and pick GCC 4.9 from there. To do this, all you need to do is modify the source file. Basically there is a source list, so this file we are going to modify, and we will put an entry for archive so 2 entries. So after making this entry, we will have to update the packages again. So just run this command one more time, and now this will update our packages. So once it updates all the packages, after that we will be fetching the GCC 4.9 or G++ 4.9 from Ubuntu source packages. So run this command, sudo apt install G++ 4.9. it's not able to find the package. Okay, 1 minute, I'll have to see if I am I hope the URLs are correct. There's no spelling mistake in this. tk.archive.ubuntu.com/ubuntu Xenial and main. Next one is same. It's Xenial universe. Looks to be okay. Let me just exit and run this again. Oh, okay. I missed out hyphen there. So this is now connecting to GCC. Sorry, it's getting the packages from the sources that we specified. So once that's done, what I'm going to do is that right now if we type GCC, this is giving me GCC, but if you look at the sorry, it's saying that GCC not found. So for that is because even though GCC is installed, it's still not giving, because if I type for GCC 4.9, it gives me output here that no inputs specified, but if I type GCC, it says GCC not found. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to update the symbol link file in Ubuntu, so that when I type GCC, it will actually call GCC 4.9. So command for that is this, what I'm typing. Yeah, this is okay. I mean, no need to worry. This is coming because there's no oh, I missed out one slash. So this error, when if you see this error, just ignore them. You don't really have to worry about these errors. So this error is occurring because there's no link right now. So now we are going to just give it a link. So this will go to GCC and one more link, which will be for G++. Okay, so now if I type GCC, you can see it's now giving us a correct error. And if I look at the version, it says it's a 4.9. So now we have GCC working perfectly fine. Now we are going to download the source of GCC and we will compile it. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we need to create few variables. So when we compile it, we don't need to type that path again and again. I mean the longer path of the directory again and again. We can just specify the variable name. So one variable we will create is prefix, and this will be user local i386 elf GCC. Another one is going to be export target equal to i386 elf, and another one, that is, this is the last one, which is going to be a path. So this will be my prefix /bin : $path. Okay, so this variables we have exported. Now let's create a directory in the temp directory called src. Now let's go into the directory and we are going to download the first we are going to download is the build essentials. So let's download the build essentials. Actually bin utils, not build essentials. So this will download build utils. This is about 29 MB. It doesn't take a long time. So once this is downloaded, let's extract this. Extraction will not take much longer, just a couple of minutes. And once it's extracted, we are going to create a directory called bin utils-build, and then again build utils-build, and we will go into that directory. Now we are going to configure this in terms of how we want it to get compiled. So let's call the configure, and we will say that target is going to be our target variable, then enable multi-lib, and after that disable NLS, disable. So this commands which I'm writing, you don't have to really worry about that. You can actually go to my blog, which I've linked in the description, and you can copy these commands from the blog post. So once this command has been written, hit enter. This will try and compile the bin utils. So you can see, yes, it's compiled. It says that creating config status, creating makefile. So if you see this output creating makefile, that means it's working fine. Now let's use make command and let's see if it finally compiles our bin utils or not. So this will take a little bit time because this is compiling bin utils code and also producing binary from it. So this takes about a minute or so. The next one which we are going to do is for the GCC. That's going to take quite a long time because GCC source code itself is very big and the compilation takes about 10 minutes. So this will get finished very quickly. Okay, so the compilation is done. It took about 2 to 3 minutes to finish it. Now comes the bigger part. So let's first again switch back to our source directory, temp source directory, and here we will download the GCC source code, which is going to be from GNU. This is about 86 MB, 85 MB. Takes a little longer. I think the network speed with GNU FTP is slower. So once this gets downloaded, we are going to extract this. So because it's 86 MB, extraction is going to take longer than this. So let's extract this. So this starts the extraction process. This takes few seconds. I mean actually maybe a minute or so. So after this we are going to start once the extraction is done, then we will configure our GCC compiler, saying that this is how we want to compile our GCC source code, and after that we'll start the compilation process. Now compilation for GCC, like I said, is going to be very long. It's going to take 10-15 minutes. So extraction is done. Now let's create a directory here, and let's go inside that directory, and this is where we will configure how we want this to get compiled. So right now we're just configuring how we want GCC to compile it. So yeah, so once you see this output creating makefile, that means configuration is done. Now comes the main part where we are going to compile the GCC. So this is where the compilation is going to start. Now this process will take almost 10-15 minutes, so you can go and grab a cup of coffee, tea, while this compilation is going to take place. All the commands which I'm writing, you don't have to worry about them. All you can do is you can go to my blog post, which I've linked in the description below, and you can actually copy the commands from there, so you don't have to worry about missing out the commands from video. Also, if you are enjoying this, you can like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. You might be already aware, or if you are not, I'm writing an operating system from scratch. I've already completed a couple of episodes of that. It's a tutorial from scratch, like writing from a boot sector. So you can actually read about my blog post. Also you can see videos, you can follow it step by step. The source code is available on GitHub, so you can download the source code as well, and you can actually be a part of my journey in developing an operating system. So that will actually help you understand how computer really works, how operating system works, how easy or difficult it is to develop an operating system, and this will also clear your lots of technical doubts, will clear lots of fundamental aspect of the computers, of how computer is really working. So do visit the blog, do see my videos on that, and if you have any feedback, suggestions, feel free to also comment in the video. So while this is happening, let's go and grab a coffee or tea, whatever you like, and let's come back in 5 minutes. So I'm just going to fast forward this video so you don't have to sit through this boring compilation process. So the build is done. Can actually see some compilation error, but let's see. Let's try and compile the next ones. Okay, so this worked. Okay, this also looks like it worked. Okay, let's see if we have everything what we want. Okay, so yes, so looks like even though the GCC compiler gave one error, but it still compiled and gave us the required outputs. So as you can see here, we got GCC, elf GCC, and also the linker. So we need these two things for our next project. I mean, next thing which we are going to do with the operating system. I mean, developing an operating system where we are going to write our kernel in C++. So we will need to combine or link our assembly code with a C++ code or C code. So that's where we'll need a linker which can do the cross compilation or cross linking basically. Now let's see, if you want to actually access this from a command prompt, you can write a command like this. So WSL USR local, I know this is inside i386 elf GCC bin, and then here I can type i386 elf GCC, and you can see it's giving me an output here saying that no input file, compilation terminated. So you can see from command prompt I am actually executing the Linux commands which is running inside WSL. And if I run the same command here, let's say if I run same command here, what output I'm getting. So this is the command which I'm running inside Linux. Sorry, I just remove ls. So this is the output, and yes, output is matching. So this command I can run from command prompt in Windows, or in the Linux I can do it like this. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and just in the next tutorial or in the next video we will probably see how we can use this command from Windows or even in Linux to cross compile or link my assembly object file with a C object file. So that's it everyone. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, like this video please, and yeah, that will basically encourage me to do more blog posts and create more videos. So thank you so much everyone.